Morning legends, we are in the most deluxe accommodation. 5 men stayed in this caravan last night.
4 in one room.
Beef, you were snoring the house down.
Thank you.
Hey, it's going to be a cracker up there. Beautiful blue skies. So we'll just head up, sort our gear out. We're going to cull 90% of the crap they've brought. We'll just have the bare essentials, and we'll get out.
And so what's your history with this sort of thing? What have you done in the past?
I've done a lot. Spent a lot of time up here, in the mountains. Yeah.
So in the SAS, what were you doing?
So as part of my training, I did a specialist course in mountain warfare, and
how long did you spend in the mountains?
The course is about 6 weeks long. Yeah.
So this is the Harrietville Caravan Park, and I suppose Jimmy's preparing us for our cold night on the mountain. So this is like sort of budget accommodation, and then on the mountain tonight is going to be super budget accommodation, sleeping in our tents in the snow. But yeah, it wasn't so bad. But this is how, like, literally from the caravan to here is probably got 20 paces, and you got this beautiful little river.
Probably the biggest concern for me is the complaining that I'm going to have to endure over the next 2 days. Other than that, there shouldn't be too much.
And what are the safety things as far as snow? Like, obviously there's avalanches.
Well, yeah, I'm not too concerned about avalanche dangers. The terrain that we'll be going into is pretty benign, and the weather, it's not really avalanche danger weather, so which is good. It'll just be like, it's going to be a beautiful day up there, sunny. Get a bit chilly at night because it's clear, but other than that, we'll be fine. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to walk out here, we're going to traverse along the side of the resort. We're going to follow these poles, which are the resort boundary, and we're going to head out to this feature out the back here.
Yeah.
You can see there's a couple of people out there already.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go out into the back of there. It'll take us a couple of hours. So
Beautiful.
You ready to go, boys?
Yeah, let's do it.
So as you're going, like, just if you get too hot, if you start sweating, just stop, take your gear off, because you don't want to sweat, because then that'll then freeze and you'll get colder. So just manage your own temperature as you go. If you want to take your gloves off, like, you might, after 20 minutes, you'll probably have your beanies off and your jackets off, and it's pretty mild. So just avoid getting a heavy sweat up.
How are we?
This is the resort boundary, so we're heading into the backcountry.
Oh, so we're actually doing backcountry. This is really happening. So the situation, right, is that Hotham is right there. We've got skiers right here. Like, we're backcountry, man. We want to get backcountry proper, not where all the skiers are. So if we set up camp here, we're going to be fucking waving at people skiing down the mountain. So we're going to try and get as backcountry as we can. We got Logan down there, Ramsey, SAS Rambo, MacGyver, down looking for a campsite for us. So this is a stunning view, man. This is awesome. Like, boys, do you want to do this again?
Yeah, we'll be back. 100%.
We'll be back. I'll be back with skis next time, I reckon.
I think so, yeah.
What we're going to do, we're just going to dig in the bases for our tents. So you just sort of mark out roughly the size of your tent, because if you put your tent on this soft stuff, during the night you'll sink into it, you'll be really uncomfortable. So you want to get it as flat and level as you can. so that your tent's not sloping downhill. So you just dig out one end until it's nice and flat, and then once you've got it down level, you just want to get it like nice and compact, and you just stamp on the whole area with your foot till it's like one nice flat level base.
Yep.
Stick the tent in, then we'll dig in a little step for the vestibule, which I'll show you later. Then we'll dig in a little kitchen area, and
Beautiful.
camp will be set.
Beautiful.
You don't want to get snow in your tent, which then turns into moisture, which then gets your sleeping bags wet and just makes the whole thing an uncomfortable experience.
Come on, Trump!
Go, Trump! Hey! Great. I'm on the camp. Here's the other.
Well, we got the tent set up. That's mine in the background. Got a little area here for just standing around. And there's Rambo himself. Just making it look pro, aren't ya? Hey?
Trying my best.
It's pretty cold. It's not super cold, like it's on freezing. But it doesn't feel cold, you know, the sun's out. So, but they reckon tonight, Jimmy said tonight, it's going to get to -9 degrees Celsius. So we're going to be rugging up, definitely. Oh, right, look at this. Look at our kitchen. Holy shit.
What do you reckon, eh?
That's a sick kitchen.
It takes a while to boil snow, and you don't get much volume like by the time the snow. So you try and like,
That's like what, a shot glass, if that, or water?
yeah, like you'll dig down into the harder compacted snow and try and use that. If you just use the fluff on the top, like just
Drips.
yeah. So what you do is you like have half a pot of water, and then you'll add snow to that,
Yeah.
and then just keep melting it in, and that's a quick way of boiling water.
Alright, we are on the far ridge behind us. Over there is where our campsite is. Actually right up on the mountain up there. Is it up there?
Yeah. The left and back.
Yeah, it's left and back. Anyway, who cares, right? We're out proper backcountry now. We're just trekking, we're walking. These things make it so easy to walk in the snow. Just makes life so much easier. But yeah, it's as good as it gets. Finally, Beef's joined us.
Here we are.
He's been on the phone to his princess. This is the funny thing about technology out here, is you can still call your girlfriend. That's the messed up part about being backcountry and camping.
Exactly where I want to watch the sun go down.
Is that?
Sunset here. Be a treat.
How good would a few beers be right now?
A few scotches,
Shame we couldn't
a few
bring some
beers,
up.
a few Great Northerns. Oh, those black marlins. Oh, they taste good. Taste so good.
The sun's starting to go down now, so the temperature is going to drop from 0 degrees -1 to about -9 degrees. So it's going to get pretty cold now, so we're going to put our warm gear on right now. So what have I got on here? So I've got basically some thermals underneath these. They're like a shell. These pants, they're very, very, very light shell. That's all I've had on all day, and I've had a thermal top on with a shell jacket. So that's really all you need when you're kicking around during the day, and then at night time is when you need to get plenty of layers on and jackets and stuff. So you're ready to cook?
Ready to cook.
Ready to cook dinner?
Yep. Best fuel to use is like shellite or something like that, because it's white fuel, burns pretty well, doesn't freeze. You can use like Tero or all different types of fuels in them, but Shellite's probably the best. So you fill it up to about there when you put fuel in it. Don't ever overfill them, and then you just pump them up.
How many?
I give it at least 50.
Wow.
Then you turn it off again, and if you look, there's some fuel that's gone into the top of the stove there. So you light that, and it preheats this tube. So what it does is the pressurized fuel is heated as it goes through the tube, and it turns into an aerosol, so it burns faster and hotter.
Jimmy has just cooked us an awesome pasta meal. Now we're going to sit here, chill out and enjoy it, but it is starting to get cold. The boys are all pretty rugged up, but we're starting to, all of our toes are frozen, so it's the feet and the socks factor that's probably the biggest problem. What do you reckon?
Yeah, a bit chilly.
It's like super chilly now. Now that the sun's gone down and it's getting dark, it is super cold now.
Maybe we can just put all the cutlery that we need to clean up in one bag.
Oh yeah.
Better do it that way. So how do you usually do your cutlery?
Clean it tonight.
You do tonight.
Use some water, snow, because we need the pots to boil our water for coffees and shit.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
You just get snow and wipe it in there.
Yeah.
Get the bulk stuff out. Maybe use a bit of water, clean it out. Got a pot cleaner here.
Yeah, I got the tea towel as well.
No.
Right. Ooh, scraper. What does that do?
Scrapes stuff off the pot.
That's what you do. Put snow in it and just...
That usually gets like 80% of it out.
Good morning. It is very early in the morning. I slept reasonably well, considering I was pretty warm. I've got three sleeping bags in here and this bivvy bag inside my tent. So I warmed up pretty well. The tent that I'm staying in is a hubba tent. It's an MSR hubba tent. It's not an all-season tent, so it's not something you could really take in the snow, or that you should take in the snow. But it's been absolutely fine, mainly because I've got this this bivvy bag inside with a 0 degree sleeping bag, and then I've got a sleeping bag, like a more milder, say I think it's a 6 or an 8 degree sleeping bag inside that, and then a sleeping bag liner, and I'm wearing still some clothes. So I've been pretty toasty. Like, I have been absolutely toasty inside this bag. My water bottle has almost frozen solid. One of the boys just asked, do we need to be rescued? It is practically a whiteout at the moment. Almost a whiteout. Would you say it's a whiteout? Yeah, it's pretty much a whiteout. So a good thing we know where we're going, because you can only see 50 metres in front of you, really. Alright, we've got an illustrious leader here. We've packed up the tents. We're on our way back to the car, but it is a full whiteout. We can't even see 10 metres in front of us. I've got the boys over here. Everyone's in pretty good spirits, but we're not sure about Jimmy, whether he knows where he's going. We trust him. I don't know. What do you reckon, boys?
Send help, we'll see how we go. Send help.
Send help immediately. If this video doesn't get posted, I'm still here in spring.
found civilization.
Made it.
We made it.
Long walk, but we got there.
I mean, this is normal conditions for the alpine area, but the forecast was supposed to be a little bit kinder, but it's just the way it goes out here. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's just closed in. It's quite warm, so
Yeah, it's
all right.
That sun's beaming.
We actually made it back to the car in this whiteout, which I'm absolutely stoked about. You know, one thing about leaving the car overnight for 2 days, so Saturday and Sunday, was we had to pay $50 a day, so $100 for parking. And these money-making scammers at the Mount Hotham, as a part of Mount Hotham, they fined us $32 for parking the car in a day parking area rather than an overnight parking area. Shortly after I took that last clip, I got in the car, tried to start the car, and the fuel has all frozen. So we've spent the last hour and a half calling RACV and mechanics and stuff. We've got a local mechanic here, and what he's doing is he's got a heater underneath the car, and he's heating the fuel tank up so that we can, so that the fuel's not rock solid, basically, or in a gel format. I have put Alpine diesel in the car, but this year, and something to do with the fuel companies, the guy reckons it doesn't matter. The diesel still freezes. We've got a parking fine. The Volkswagen Touareg won't start. Mate, tears.com. I'm sunburned. So Wayne got the car going. There's Wayne there. Alpine Auto. Really nice bloke. So what he did is he put a heater under the car and defrosted the fuel tank, and then he put a heater in the engine bay to defrost all the fuel in the pipes in the engine. So, and it started straight away. So that's it.